If 5 years from now pass and you still haven't made more money from screenwriting, will you keep writing screenplays?
I think it depends. I've really enjoyed working on novels. It's, the great thing about working novels and having that, again, we talked about the intellectual property earlier, that so many of the films that are being made now are based on IP. And now that I have really two properties that are IP, I feel that, and I do have confidence that one of them will be sold soon. Hopefully both, but one, I think, again, on knock wood, is close. I would love to turn both of those into films, but we'll see. I will always be writing. I'm a senior, because I still need to work and pay my bills. I'm a senior copywriter at a company out here in LA. So I am always writing, no matter what, copy, novels, scripts. And they're all very different. Not to be undone, but it's still, for me, the process is copywriting, novels, scripts. You still need to do your research. You still need to have a great headline or a log line, or, and you need to have structure to what you're writing. It really, so much of writing does follow that similar pattern, and that's how I work anyway. So I'm satiated with being able to write every day now, which is wonderful. That said, yeah, I would never, if an opportunity came up to write a great story, or if I found I had time to develop a script that I thought would make a really great film, absolutely. So I would never not do it. I think, though, at this point, the movie business has become, again, it's just changed so drastically, even in the last 5 years. So I feel like, again, a lot of writers are, again, writing books, or back and forth, or writing TV, or are back and forth between novels and TV and film. They're bouncing all around. So, but I think they're picking their opportunities as they come up, rather than just being a screenwriter, straight screenwriter. I think writers are diversifying all the time, which is great. So yeah, I think creativity is creativity. I think if you're writing for a health and wellness brand, or you're working for you're writing a novel about World War II, I think they all sort of feed into each other with the process. And so yeah, I know that's sort of the long answer, but no, I would completely be open to do it. But I also feel like I have a whole array of other creative projects in my portfolio at this point. So if it lends itself to that, then absolutely.
Right. And you're absolutely right. I think you said that either before the interview or during, just that so many adaptations are appearing. I mean, with the Hillbilly Elegy.
Hillbilly Elegy, right?
J.D. Vance.
The Queen's Gambit was based on a book from, actually, interesting story about that gentleman. It was published in 1983, and he died in 1984.
Oh.
And now it's being made almost 40 years later.
Oh, wow. Mm-hmm.
So it's definitely, there is a tremendous push for, again, the adaptation and basing, current material on previous material. Again, whether it's graphic novel, comic novel, like we just discussed, podcast, anything, art, a news article, magazine article. And it's for whatever reason, I feel like the folks who are at a lot of these companies, or these production companies who still have sway, they feel that there's an air of legitimacy to putting that forward, and there's not as many original series you know, or ideas really being put forth like they used to be.
Yeah, and I don't know if it's just because our attention spans are so much shorter. So like novels used to be such a thing, and letter writing and all that, and now,
Right.
okay, if that's actually a success, then we can turn it into a movie. I don't know. It's
Yeah, it's really true. It's really true. It's books are actually the I believe what I read recently, that books are being sold still at a pretty high rate. The book sales are up, obviously, when the pandemic certainly helped that, and I don't know how many of those are ebooks versus actual hard copies, but they're still reading. People are still reading, and I think that there is so much material out there that they're drawing from, and oftentimes they view certain material, like I said, as a legitimate source. There's already that built-in audience. Even if it's 5,000 people who have read it, it's still it's made by an imprint, you know, one of, you know, HarperCollins 300 imprints, and it's small. But it still has a really good hook, and it has a built-in fan base to an extent, and then they decide, okay, well, we can make this into a film. I don't know.
Right.
I don't know the mindset. I think, again, it does have something to do with, they want to obviously, like any other business, they want to maximize their profit, and they see if they already have a built-in fan base that's only going to, you know, increase sales, and it's, you know, it makes sense.
Right. And Barfly, was that with Mickey Rourke? Wasn't that based on
I may have been.
a Bukowski? Okay.
It may have been.
Book? I
yeah.
wasn't sure.
Yes, it was.
Okay.
It was based on a Bukowski. Yeah.
Then Bukowski wrote about it in Hollywood, I think, if it's the same
really?
film. Yeah, and he talked about his process. So
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know.
very
yeah.
colorfully described. But
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he was a character, that one.
and Factotum, I think, as well, about his jobs. The one with Matt Dillon and Lily. Yeah. Mhm.
Exactly.
So, you know, it's been going on for a while. But yeah, there was that built-in audience, and then
Absolutely.
there we go.
Absolutely. And you see like Hillbilly Elegy, or I know where the Crawdads Sing is going to be coming out.
Okay.
That's all got major studios attached to it. But you're talking about, you know, however many hundreds of thousands or millions of copies sold, and people are going to say, hey, you know, I love that book. I'm you know, subscribe, or when we do go back to theaters, you know, they'll go pay to see it.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. I hope that opportunity is still around.
I hope so too.